Hello everyone, it's Catherine here from Minky Fingered Cat. I decided to pull out more of those pattern papers that I have been hoarding. That's the best word. Hoarding for years, that are all making cards, magazine, kits, etc. And I also decided I wanted to use some new to me stash that I bought in the sale from Seven Hills Craft. And it's some Waffleflower products. So there's these frame type dies, and there's a lot of faffing here, me cutting off little bits of the sort of like the little binding bits of metal that hold the dies together. Hate it when they're on the things because I don't have any proper pliers that will take it off, so I have to use my big bulky craft scissors. I was trying to show you there that there was a sort of an imprint into the pattern paper. You can't see it because it's pattern paper, so I don't know why I bothered, but there you go. So I decided I wanted to use these in order to just cut apart the pieces, and then I'm going to layer them up. I ended up making 3 cards in total. I thought I was only going to make 2, but I ended up making 3, and I just had a jolly good time doing these cards. Simple, easy, didn't really have to think much about putting these things together. So originally I thought I was just going to do those 2 panels, and then I was going to pull in those other new to me stash, which is the feathers stamp set. So I think that what has happened is Seven Hills Craft have found a whole load of stash in their back cupboard or something, and they discounted a load of it. So I spent about £30 maybe on some craft supplies. It was my birthday money from my auntie, so I felt not at all guilty. I think she'd give me £20, but I ended up spending 30, as you do. But yeah, I didn't feel guilty because I was buying stuff with my birthday money, and they were so cheap. So all only a couple of pounds each, for each thing. And I think there's some really nice sets in there. So I've got succulents, I've got some poinsettia stuff, I've got some random tropical type leaves dies, I've got these frames and these feather stamps. So whole load of stuff I got, and it was a bargain. So as you can see, I started pulling in some other things. So I've pulled in that turquoise, I think it's Bermuda Bay cardstock. So I've made one that is totally covered in pattern paper. I've made one that's a mixture of the pattern paper and the cardstock, and this one is the pattern paper, but the die cut panels is only these last 2 bits that go on the top. So whole load of different types of backgrounds. Now I need to stamp my feathers. So I've pulled out my stamp set, I've pulled out my stamp platform and some scraps of white, and I go in first with this strawberry slush, which is a very strong, it's actually probably a little bit bright, more red than pink, but it's definitely the pinky hue of red, if you know what I mean. And then because this is scraps of cardstock, I can't keep the stamps in the same place, but also I only want one of those really big feathers. So now I'm going in with the Parakeet Party, which is one of my favourite ever Stampin' Up colours. Just love that really zingy lime green. And now on to Bermuda Bay. No, Coastal Cabana, sorry. Coastal Cabana is the colour of the cardstock, not Bermuda Bay, sorry. So Coastal Cabana. And the only problem with this particular stamp set is there weren't matching dies available. Otherwise I'd have bought the matching dies. So fussy cutting, but actually it turns out that they've got relatively simple things to cut out. They're not difficult, so it's not going to put me off from using them. As you know, I don't mind doing fussy cutting anyway, but usually I like it if it's got a coordinating die. It makes it a lot easier. So yeah, so I am cutting out, putting them into sets of 3, so that there's 3 colours and 3 different feathers on each card. I decide one of them's going to be portrait, the other 2 are going to be landscape cards, and yeah, just fiddling with the die, with the fussy cutting. Okay, gone into super fast now, just so that you don't, you can watch it all, but you're not sitting here for 3 hours watching me fussy cut. Okay, next it's on to the sentiment. Now that stamp set has got a couple of sentiments in it, but it's mainly got female relative names, so like sister and daughter and mom, Probably not things I'm going to use a huge amount because apart from daughter, I don't have a sister and I don't call my mom. So I'm probably not going to use those so much. But so I fiddled around in my basket of stash I want to use. So I keep things in a basket to the side of things that I want to get used. Either they're brand new or they're ones that I want to get more use out of. And I tend to put them in a basket to the side. And that included this set, which is from Altenew. And I just liked the Wishing You the Best sentiment. I didn't stamp it very well at first, so I do end up doing a couple of different versions of this. So there is an extra just in case. But I have cut them down. At first I was using my little guillotine, but I just ended up going in with the scissors. I was getting bored. Because there's a sticky mat in my stamp platform, it's adhered a little bit. There's a little bit of a temporary adhesive on the back of the thing, and it just kept getting stuck in the cutting plate, on the bottom of the cutting. The bottom of the guillotine, there you go. I knew the word would come back to me at some point. Then I've picked a little bit more of that Coastal Cabana and I am inking up with Versamark. This is the birthday stamp from the Wishes, Biggest Wish stamp set, which is one of my favourite ever stamping sets for sentiments from Stampin' Up. And I've white heat embossed that onto the Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to fussy cut these out. Again, bugbear with this particular one, and this is one that I don't enjoy fussy cutting, is that there weren't dies to match. I wish that they'd done dies that match these script ones specifically. I mean, if they'd have done ones that did the whole set, that would have been amazing, but hey ho. So I am fussy cutting out the word birthday so that the sentiment in total says, wishing you the best birthday. And then I'm going to work out how to put these together. So there was a little bit of a pause. I went and tidied up because by this point I got so much stash out it was ridiculous, and all those little bits from the fussy cutting were all over the place, so I did do a bit of a tidy up. So I'm now adhering things and trying to work out how I want them. So I've adhered the back panel to the card blank, and now I'm going in to put all of my feathers down. I have mounted that part of the sentiment with black because I just felt like it needed something to stand out. And now here we go again, second one. I am adding, and this time I decided that I wanted the feathers hanging down rather than going up the top. And again, I'm adding my little extra sentiment to some black just to help it stand out. And I kept everything off to the left on that one. I do end up trimming down the card a little bit, the card blank itself. So it's a bit of an odd shape at the end, but it's not standard. It'll still sit in the normal envelope. But yeah, it didn't feel quite right. This one didn't seem to matter so much that it was not even and that there was a big gap at the bottom. It didn't seem to matter. This one I mounted the stamped sentiment onto the pink, just a very tiny edge to it made sense to me. And then I've grabbed these little gems and I choose 3 different colour of the gems. So this one gets the black, the first one got the bright silver, and this one gets sort of the grey, the dark grey ones. Here we go. This is where I'm also now going through what's left of that pattern paper that I can use, maybe to go on the inside, just so I'm getting the most use out of my bits of pattern paper, less going in the bin, but also it just helps to tie the inside of the card a little bit with the colours and the theming that's gone on the outside. If I'd have thought about it, I'd have stamped an extra couple of feathers, but I didn't, and I wasn't at this point thinking to go and do that again, having already tidied up and put everything away. So you can see there that front one is just a little bit more squat as a card. I think it's sort of it's still 5 inches, but it's probably 5 inches by 6 inches now rather than 5 by 7. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I really enjoyed playing with the pattern paper, those dies, and coming up with some fun ways to make up the cards with very much the same ingredients, but all 3 cards obviously look a little bit different with their placement, the colour, and the different pattern papers that have been used in different combinations. Love those feathers stamps. I think they're really cute. I can see me using those quite a lot. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed. Please do give a thumbs up if you did and a comment below. And obviously, until next time, goodbye. Oh, please subscribe.